Hi everyone, it's Dina. I have an unboxing today. Today's unboxing is Bargain Bead Box's April box called April Showers. So inside this bag is the contents of that box. So if you have not received your box just yet, because I got mine pretty quick, I got notification on Thursday that I would be receiving my box, and I got it Friday afternoon. So today is Saturday, so I'm making the video of it now. So I'm going to go through each one of these little bags. We'll go through a few bags on each clip, and then at the end of the unboxing, we'll have a short earring tutorial. So if you have not received your bag just yet, and you don't want to watch this just yet and be surprised, go ahead and put me on pause and then save this video. Come back to it later when you have received your kit. If you want to see what's in the kit next, then stay tuned. I will be right back and I'll let you know what it is. So let's get started with it. Here are the first 7 bags. There's a total of 21 bags in this month's kit, and it has an estimated retail value of $102.79. So there are a lot of really good things in this month's kit. This is pretty awesome. So bag number 1 starts off with this 25mm Amazonite faceted teardrop pendant. And then this looks very, very white in the lights and everything, but it's actually a very light color green. It's very pretty. I like this. I like this one. And it's got the hole up there at the top. Bag number 2 is 10 pieces of 10x7 Amazonite faceted teardrop beads. So you got your typical teardrop. You've got the smaller side up here at the top, and you've got a wider side down here in the bottom. And you get a total of 10 of these. And just like any other gemstone, you have some that have different inclusions in it. Like this has a little bit of a gray spot right there. But other than that, this looks nice, minty, light colored green. I really like this color. Amazonite is very pretty. Bag number 3 is a 7-inch strand of 6mm Amazonite frosted round beads. So here is a set that is more of a bluer color of the Amazonite. So you get the more bluish green, and the lights are kind of really making it look like it's all a bunch of white colors with a little bit of blue. Like this one you can tell is blue, this one you can tell is blue, but I can guarantee you there's a lot of light colored tealy green blues sitting here. So this is a very, very, very nice strand of Amazonite again. Excuse me, allergies are hitting me today. Bag number 4 is a 7.5-inch strand of 8x5mm flower Amazonite rondelle beads. Now, flower Amazonite is when you're going to see more of the browns. So this looks more of the darker greens over in here on this side and over here. And then you have the more brown colors that are sitting there. This one's more of a grayish color. So that's where you get the flower Amazonite. So it's still Amazonite, it's just a different part of the stone that got cut that has different colors in it. So very, very nice bead again. Be a good bead to use in a memory wire bracelet. So I'll probably do that with my memory wire bracelet in an upcoming video, like I always do with my Bargain Bead Boxes every month. So bag number 5 is a 14-inch strand of 4mm Malaysia dyed quartz faceted round beads. It's also called jade, but of course it is a dyed quartz, but is a very nice icy blue color. So very much when you're thinking about rain showers, this is what you think of. You think of this color being water. So it's very, very nice color. And it's faceted, so you've got a lot of different fastenings. It's very, very pretty. I like this strand. And it's a good size too, with it being the 4mm. You can do a lot of different things. You can do bead weaving with this, bead stringing, but 4mm is a really good thing to do with bead weaving as well. Bag number 6 is 2 pieces of 14x20mm freshwater shell carved cloud beads. So these are pretty cool. These are really neat. So you've got little clouds that have been carved in the shell. And then there's the back part of it, and then the back side of that one. So each person's going to have a little bit different of a cloud carving. And of course, because, you know, it's a shell, so you're going to have a little bit of a inclusion up there, like I do on this one. And then your hole goes through the top up here. Goes down the center of the cloud. So those are really, really cute. I really like these. Very different, very neat, very unique. Bag number 7 is an 8-inch strand of 13 by 6 faceted teardrop briolette beads in crystal AB. So these are your typical briolettes, where you have kind of that teardrop shape again, and then you have a hole going through the top side, or up close to the top of the tip up there. And that's a very long strand of beads, with it being 8 inches of your teardrops. So those are very nice. Makes it look like little drops of rain. So that's the first 7. So meet me back and we'll go through the next 7. So here are bags number 8 through 14. So as always, you get a ton of beads in this box. It's always a good box to get because you get a ton of beads for a very low cost. So here is bag number 8, and as you can see, this little guy is sparkling like crazy. It is an 8 by 4 millimeter crystal faceted fancy rondelle beads, and this is in crystal AB, and it is a 11-inch strand. That is a lot of rondelle beads, and you've got like a little spacer bead in between there too if you wanted to use those in your design as well. So a lot of beads. Those are pretty cool, and they're extremely sparkly. And then this is bag number 9. This is a 10-inch strand of 8 by 6 crystal faceted teardrop beads in crystal AB. So you've got the typical teardrop just like we had earlier with the Amazonite. So you got the teardrop beads there, and it's in a nice little crystal AB color. And then I think we're on bag number 10 now. This is a 10-inch strand of 6 millimeter crystal faceted round beads in peach opal AB. So this is a nice little peachy color to kind of get your pastel-y colors of the box. And you've got the little bit of AB on some of the parts there. So very pretty. I like that color. And let's see, this is bag number 11. It is 20 pieces of 10 millimeter crystal faceted half matte round beads in crystal AB. These remind me of disco beads, and they have a whole lot of facetings on them. And then half of the bead, see if I can get it to focus a little bit easier up close. There we go. So you've got half of the bead over here on this side that's matted. Then you have the clear portion, and then you have another part on the other side of the bead that is matted. So it's very neat. It's very unique, but it sparkles like crazy. So you get a whole lot of sparkles with these. And you get 20 of these in the box. Then bag number 12 is a 15-inch strand of 8 millimeter matte crackle glass beads in crystal color. So these are, I believe, the same type of beads that came in last month's box as well, just a different color of them. So these were very pretty. I used the ones that came in last month's box in my memory wire bracelet, which I probably won't do it this month because I'm just concerned of it being crackle glass and it being on a bracelet that it might break a little bit easier. The beads might break a little easier, so I'll probably use this in a necklace of some sort and maybe do a pair of earrings to go along with it. But it's very, very frosty, very neat. It kind of looks like ice. It reminds me of ice when you look at it. Looks like a piece of ice. So these are really pretty. And then I've forgotten what bag number I'm on. I think this is bag number 13. Yep. 2 pieces of 19 by 30 millimeter stainless steel cloud chandeliers. So these are pretty cool. So you can almost see, you can kind of see my camera. Hi, there's my camera. Oh, look at me. There's me. Anyways, okay. So they are the same on both sides. And then you've got 5 little holes down here in the bottom, and you got the 1 hole on the top. So more than likely, I'll probably use these in my earrings today. So if you want to keep those off to the side, you could. At least I have an idea for these. I'm going to see if it works before I actually do the earrings. So hopefully we'll be using those today. And then bag number 14 is 10 pieces of Uh-oh, lost my place. 10 pieces of 12 by 5 millimeter stainless steel lightning bolts. So this is the same type of thing. You got the little loop at the top, and then you got your typical little lightning bolt, and it's the same on both sides. So I'm probably going to try to use these in the earring as well, so you can set those off to the side. So hopefully my little idea works. But before then, we need to go through the last 7 bags, so meet me back and I will show you that first. Alrighty, so here are bags 15 to 21. So you start off with bag number 15. This is 10 pieces of 12.5 by 14 millimeter cloud charms. These are lead and cadmium free, so not quite sure if they're nickel free or not. So if you have an allergy to nickel, then you may not want to use these, just in case, until she gets a little bit more information. But these are really cute, and they're the same on both sides. So they're really cute. Good for earrings. If you do have a nickel allergy, then you might be able to use these as an earring, even though it might rub up against your cheek, so that may be a maybe if you have a nickel allergy. But anyways, it's an option if you want to. Bag number 16 are 2 pieces of 13 by 20 millimeter cloud chandelier findings. These are really cute. They're like puffy clouds. They look like puff clouds, which are pretty much the clouds that I see outside my window right now, because we have nice stormy weather here in the Houston area today. So, but these are pretty cool. The backside is different though. It's not finished on the backside, so these look just like that. So you're going to have the same type of form on either side. But this would be kind of neat for a necklace, where you use one strand up here for the top of the necklace, and then you use a double strand down here at the bottom. So at least that's my idea for these guys. So I'm not sure if I'll end up doing that or not, but we'll see if I have time to. I have a week of staycation coming up, so I'll be doing a whole lot of videos, hopefully, here shortly. Then bag number, I don't even know where I'm at anymore. Bag number 17 is 2 pieces of 18 by 14 millimeter rhinestone umbrella charms. And these are pretty cute. They have a whole lot of different rhinestones. And the umbrella part, and then the little drop of rain that's sitting down here is also a rhinestone. So I also got one in there too, so that's really cute. It's just plain on the back though, so it's only one-sided basically. But it's still something very cute that I might try to use in the earring today. Not sure if it's going to work there again, but I will test my earring out after I get done finishing this part before I come back and show you how to make it. The next bag is 18. It's 50 pieces of 4 by 3 millimeter stainless steel spacer beads. So these are always a very good staple to have. So you have the stainless steel color, and of course it's hypoallergenic, so those that have allergies can typically wear stainless steel. So that's a good staple to have, and it's got a rather big hole in it too, compared to some of the other spacer beads that we sometimes get. And then this is a whole lot of bag number 19. It's bag number 19. It's 10 grams of 6.5 by 3 millimeter 5-petal bead caps. Now these are lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free. And I just picked up maybe a third of the bag, and then that's how many that's in my hand right now. So these are cute little 5-petal bead caps. So something nice to have for a decoration on either side of beads. And like I said, you get a whole lot. That's a lot of those. Your clasp for this month's box is going to be a 16 by 14 millimeter platinum plated brass and CZ cloud toggle. And CZ stands for cubic zirconia. So you have all of these little sparkles right here are going to be cubic zirconias. And then you've got the toggle bar, and it says the toggle bar is 25 millimeters. So 25 millimeters in the US would be the same as 1 inch. So it's going to be an inch, and then you've got that too. So this is really cute. I like that. And then our last bag is consisted of our chain for the month. This is going to be a 1 meter, or it ends up being about 39 inches here in the States, of 4 by 3 millimeter stainless steel curb chain. There again, it's stainless steel. So if you have allergies, a lot of times you can use stainless steel. So that is the completion of the box. So I'm going to test out my earring theory and see if it will work. And if it does, then I'll meet you back in just a second and we will go through that earring. So let's get to making that earring. So my idea somewhat worked out. I had to rearrange it just a little bit because I was trying to use just jump rings and it didn't quite work out that way. So I redid it to where I used thread and needle as well as my jump rings. So the items that you're going to need from the box are going to be the stainless steel cloud chandelier pendants. You'll need both of those. You'll need the rhinestone umbrella charms. You're going to need a total of 4 of the stainless steel lightning bolt charms, and that's only if you want to put 2 on your earring, on each earring. You can always change up that count if you want to do 3 lightning bolts or just 1 lightning bolt, completely up to you. And then however many lightning bolts that you want, there's 5 little spaces, so you'll need to fill up 4 of them because one of them is going to have the umbrella in it. The other ones are going to be filled up with the teardrop briolette beads in crystal AB. Now on the strand of the briolettes also came these little small seed beads in between. They're kind of like Ados in a way, and so we're going to use those as well. So get out, if you're going to do the same thing as I do, then get out 2 of your briolettes plus 2 of your 8 of those spacer Ados or something like that to be able to finish that part of the earring. Then you're obviously going to need an ear wire of choice. This one I purchased from Bead Box Bargains probably about 5 or 6 months ago or so. And it's just been in my stash. And they don't have this specific one available at the moment, but they have all sorts of different other ones that you can purchase if you need to get something from them. And then also you're going to need a total of 9 jump rings of 4 millimeter size per earring. So I've got 9 of those out, and I've already got the 9 on that earring. Then you're going to need a needle and thread. This is going to be a very good project that if you have a lot of scrap thread lying around, if you're a bead weaver like I am, I have a lot of pieces of scrap thread left over from projects or from trying to come up with ideas and things like that. I have a lot of these just scrap pieces of thread lying around. This is another really good project for them to use up some of that scrap thread. So go ahead and get a thread burner out as well, because you'll need to burn that off the spool if you need to, and or burn off after you tie a knot on your briolette. And then the only other tools that you'll need are going to be 2 sets of pliers so you can open and close your jump rings, and then open and close your ear wire. Get your bead on it board out as well, and then the rest of the supplies, meet me back, and then I'll show you how to make this cute little earring. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our little briolettes with our little seed beads on top. So like I said in the beginning, I tried to get just the jump rings to go through just the briolette itself, so we didn't have to use the seed beads and use thread and needle. But the jump rings that I had here at the house just weren't fitting through with the briolette. Sometimes these type of briolettes are made in a fashion to where the hole is not quite straight across the top. It may be crooked a little bit one way or another, and sometimes that makes it really hard to get the jump ring through. So it wasn't quite working out right. So I went ahead and got my thread and needle out and then put those little spacer beads on top, and it worked out just right. So we're going to make those. So we're going to need 2 of those per earring if you're going to follow along with me. So to make it, we're going to pick up the little spacer, I'm just going to call them Ados. I don't even know if they're Ados. It doesn't really matter. Just the little spacers, and then we're going to go through the briolette as well. Pull that down to the end of the thread to where it's comfortable just kind of to hold on to it and everything. And then we're going to go back through everything one more time. So go back through the Ado and then the briolette as well. So now you should have something that looks something similar to this. Now what we're going to do is make it to where we can tie off our thread and then have that 8/0 sit on top of the briolette in that fashion. I know this is crystal beads and white thread, so I'm hoping that you're able to see this okay. So I'm kind of tugging on it on both pieces of thread to where I can get the seed bead to sit on top of the briolette, just like that. So my seed bead's right here. So now I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm using the short thread. I'm just going to wrap it around the long thread and then go through the hole coming towards me. And when I do this, I'm going to make that knot go down close towards the hole of the briolette. If you can get it down close to the briolette and then keep that seed bead up here at top, which this worked out okay for me 3 other times, so with my luck it's probably going to cause me problems when I'm recording. But if you can get that knot to sit more closer to the hole of the briolette, then it'll be hidden a little bit easier. So I'm just kind of tugging on it a little bit here and there, just making sure everything's sitting the right way. So that previous knot, we went towards me, so now we need to make a loop to where the smaller end goes through the loop away from you. And then when you do that, you pull down slowly and make sure that that knot stays as close to the briolette hole as you can, then it should look something similar to that. So now you should be tied. I'm just going to tug on it one more time. And then we just burn this part off. And then I'll try to show you in just a second, whoops, after I drop it, what it looks like as close up as I can get. You are going to see thread, so if that bothers you, then this may not be a good tutorial for you. But on this, once you get it up into the ear, you're not going to see that thread that's on the side of the briolette. You're not going to notice that. You're going to see the rest of the earring, so you're really not going to notice that. So go ahead and get 3 others of these ready. And go ahead and pause me here if you need to, so that way you can get all 4 of your briolettes completed. And then what we're going to do after that is make ourselves a little assembly line. So I've got my briolettes, my, what are those, lightning bolts. There is my umbrella that I need, my cloud, and then we'll need our ear wire. So I have kind of a little assembly line. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to add 1 jump ring to the lightning bolts, and we're going to put those on either end. So on hole number 1 and hole number 5, depending on which way you're counting, of your cloud. And then we're going to put 2 of our jump rings on the briolettes, and then those are going to go on holes 2 and 4. And then we're going to put 3 of our jump rings on the umbrella, and that goes in the center hole, hole number 3. So the way that I have the first earring set out, you have this big hump of the cloud on the left side. So now I have the larger hump of the cloud on the right side. And that's just to make sure that I'm trying to keep this as symmetrical as possible. And then we're going to do the same thing with the lightning bolts. The lightning bolt on this one, come on, focus. There we go. Lightning bolt on this one, the larger side is pointing towards the right. On the left part of the earring, the larger side is pointing towards the left. So we're going to do the same thing on this one, just to try to keep it as symmetrical as possible. When you have something that's not going to be symmetrical, like your umbrella, if you try to make the rest of the earring as symmetrical as you can compared to the other earring that's going to be on the other side of your head, then that usually allows the brain to not really see that this one's not the mirror image, so it's not flipped around like that. So some people, that kind of bothers them as far as, you know, what they want to wear and how they want to wear their jewelry and stuff like that. And other people, it doesn't bother them at all. So I'm going to pick up one of my jump rings and pick up one of my lightning bolts. Now, like I said, the larger side of the lightning bolt. So this side, my jump ring just fell off. The side on the left right here, this part that's sticking out is the part that I want to be on. I want it to look like this on the right hand side of the earring. So we're going to put the jump ring on in this fashion. So when I pick up the cloud, we're going to go through that last hole on the right hand side, going from the back to the front with the jump ring, and then go through and then close that up. And then you have your first lightning bolt on after that. Hopefully I don't drop it like I just did. Apparently today is dropsy day. You ever have one of those days where you just drop everything it seems like you have in your hand? That's today for me. That has been one of those type of days. So we're going to do this again. Go through the lightning bolt and then go through that last hole of the cloud. Come on, hold on to it. Don't drop it again. Okay, there we go. Jump rings are kind of hard for me sometimes, only because I have a trimmer, and that trimmer sometimes can cause a little bit of havoc. But I have learned how to get around it. So this actually has 2 jump rings attached to it already. So I already have 2 jump rings attached to each other. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm going to add this section to one of my briolettes. So just go through the seed bead of the briolette with your jump ring. If you need to, add another jump ring. Mine just came with one already attached to it, so I'm not going to even worry about taking it apart. Once you have that other jump ring on, then go to your second jump ring, open it up, and then that is what we'll attach to the next hole of the cloud. So going from trying to go around the cloud itself and trying to hold on to everything without dropping it again. There we go. And then I'm going to just wiggle this one closed, and then now we have our drop on. So let's do the center one. So the center one, we're going to open up a jump ring, and we're going to put our umbrella on it, plus another jump ring, and then close that one up. Go to the second jump ring in line there, the one that you just added, open that one up, add a third jump ring, like that, and then close that one up. This is the second jump ring that we're closing. And then move to that third jump ring, which is not focusing very well because it's seeing everything else on my mat at the moment. And then open that one up, and then you want to make sure that your umbrella is going to face in this direction. So I'm going to hold the jump ring like this, so that way I can go through that middle hole from the back to the front like I've been doing. we need to get all the fingerprints off our cloud once we're done with all this. All sorts of fingerprints on the cloud. And then close that up. So then that is your umbrella. We'll do the briolette one more time. Just do it a little bit faster of a pace. Go through the hole. Add your jump ring. Close this one up with hopefully not throwing it everywhere. Open up your next jump ring that you just added. And then go through the next hole in line of your cloud. These jump rings do fit, as you can tell. It's just sometimes you have to kind of maneuver it to get past the hole and everything. And then your last one to add on is your lightning bolt. And that one just requires one jump ring. And like I said, we want to have this lightning bolt be the opposite of the one that's sitting there. So we want it to hang just like this. So we go through that last hole of the bottom of the cloud with that jump ring. Let's see, which one was that? This one. Since I dropped it again. And again. It's one of those days. Like I said, it's a dropsy day today. Okay, now that jump ring is closed. Okay, now we go to, probably would help if I put down the other set of pliers, but I'm stubborn like that. So opening up this ear wire and then making sure we're going to put this on in the correct direction. That's not open quite enough. Okay, so this is, yep, this is the front. So we want to get this on just like that, I think. Yeah, okay, good. Doing a double check, making sure I was right before I close it back up again. Because these are stainless steel ear wires and sometimes they're really hard to move. Especially when you have a dropsy day. Alrighty, so now, after you wipe off your fingerprints off your cloud, then you have a set of earrings when you finish the second one. Alrighty, so here is our set of earrings that we made today. I had turned off one of the lights to help cut down on the amount of glare with all the bags and the shiny beads and everything. So this is your box from Bargain Bead Box in April 2025 called April Showers. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out my Etsy site, which these earrings will be up there within the next day or two after this recording is aired. And don't forget, Mother's Day is coming up, so you can always check out my Etsy site and get your mother a nice little gift. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so that way you'll be notified when I come out with new tutorials and videos. Thanks again, everyone. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.